Oh, man. Would you? Uh-oh. 16-16. I smell overtime. Yep. Hey, pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to Indianapolis Tech High School as we bring you Game 2 of the city tournament semifinals. It's Indianapolis Tech and Indianapolis Tindley. Let's send things downstairs for the pregame show.
Boy, if Game 1 is an indication, we should have a pretty good game number 2. Cameron is with me tonight, too. And Cameron, you looked at the Christmas Addicts team, and it was that quick start that Cathedral is just really well. As now Tindley taking on this ball club of Arsenal Tech, it should be a good ball game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That first game, I just got to say, Cathedral looks pretty impressive. They're one of the best teams in 4A in the state, and they certainly look like it tonight. And I'm excited to see this game, too. I'm from up in Lafayette, like you said earlier. We got some good teams up there. We got the McCutcheons and the Harrisons and the West Lafayettes of the world. But these two teams, they're in a different class.
And you mentioned those teams. Those teams are used to playing Arsenal Tech because they play in that conference. And Harrison, a very good ball club, got knocked off by Tech, and then the next night they beat McCutcheon. So the McCutcheons and the Lafayette Jeff and the Lafayette, West Lafayette, all those teams know about Arsenal Tech.
Definitely, and I think that's going to be key moving forward for this team, too. They know what they have to do to make this a game, and Tindley's not going to be going anywhere. They're one of the best teams in 1A, and they both know how to face each other and what it takes. When you have this level of familiarity with the team, I think it makes a huge difference, too. When you see each other a few times, you know who's good, who you got to protect, who you got to let take some shots, and who you don't want taking shots, and I think that's going to be key.
And let's talk about the City Alliance, because it's very rare. You have some 4A teams, you have some 3A teams, you have a couple of 2A teams, you got a couple of 1A teams. It balances out, but when it comes down to this week, it doesn't matter what class you are. Everybody can beat everybody.
Everybody wants to be the class of Indianapolis. That's all that matters in this tournament, and I think you're seeing that tonight. That first game, it was clear that Cathedral was the better team there, but these two teams, they're both smelling blood. They both know what it's going to take to win this one. It's going to be a tough battle, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let's talk a little bit about the tournament. It started Monday. It ran Monday, Tuesday. They were off yesterday. They play tonight. They don't play again until Monday. Do you like the format? I like the Saturday semifinals. You don't have any rest. Really, you got Sunday. You can't do anything, and you can't bring your team in, so you're pretty raw. That walkthrough Monday afternoon is really crucial.
Yeah, that's going to be key, and I think that when you're on such short notice there, you're not only trying to get your team back up to it, but you're also trying to gauge who your opponent's going to be, because when you have such a short amount of time between games, it's going to be a quick turnaround, and when that game is so important the way that it is, it's going to be huge to be able to come off of this game tonight, especially if you win it, and to be able to actually take it in the championship on Monday.
The thing that I find very interesting, you look around the whole entire gymnasium and you see coaches from everybody in not only the city, but not only for the city, but you see them from the county, and you can see some college teams as well. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely, and I think all of these teams know what it's going to take to win. They're winners, and they're some of the best in the state, and we know that these teams came to play. And both of these teams are going to be out here to win. They want to represent their city, not just as the class of their class, but as the class of the city as a whole. And our friend John Harrell, he knew that first game probably wasn't going to be too close. This one he has a lot closer than that one, so we'll see if he's right about that.
Yeah, but he's a point guy. He scores all the points and all those things, which you need. But I think it's going to be a 70-point game, and I think whoever gets to 70 first will win this thing.
I'm curious how you feel as a coach when you see this environment around you. These are high school kids, and they see this gym as packed as it could possibly be. How does that affect your mindset going into a game as a coach and as a player?
As a coach, it used to bother me because we only played in front of maybe 100 people, and now all of a sudden there's 2,500 people in here, and the kids adapted that really well. But these kids on this day, with AAU basketball the way it is, and all the Spiece and all those premier tournaments, they're used to big crowds and they're used to the lights. What I find very interesting is when we're here as IndianaSRN, those kids know. I mean, those kids knew they were going to be on prime time and they were going to show their buddies what they look like, and they Tindley did that the other night. We were there, and it's a kind of fun year. It's Christmas all the time when we get to do this, because this is a great gift that we have been given, a great format. And I'm kind of biased, but I think we do a really, really good job because we got people from Lafayette wants to come work for us. So that's a pretty good thing.
Hey, I tell you what, I am truly honored to be here with you, Keith. I want to thank you and Jerry for having me on. And I do want to give a shout out to all of our folks up in Lafayette. If any of you are watching, I'm going to be talking to some of you soon because we got some exciting stuff planned for up in that area as well. So a lot of exciting stuff happening for IndianaSRN right now, and it's a great time to be joining.
And if you want to chime in on our game tonight, you can tweet us at IndianaSRN. We'll read your tweets on the air, and you're going to be a joy. Ben Wood is going to be doing the color. Troy will be doing play-by-play. They'll do a great job. We lost one of our broadcasters lost his mother today. Justin, we're thinking about you. We love you. Get back as soon as you can, but we're praying for you. We really appreciate what you do for us. And Jerry Collins, how about this guy? 5 years he's been doing this. He comes in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sets everything up. He missed his makeup. I did get makeup on my forehead, but I tell you what, Jerry, our CEO, is the bomb.
Hey, I've worked with a lot of guys in the past. I've had a lot of different producers at the different stops along the way. Jerry's been rocking it tonight. I mean, he is very impressive.
I'm glad our mic is off. He can't hear us. We're going to take a break. We're going to bring it up to Troy, and Ben is next on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want. Welcome to Indianapolis Tech High School as we bring you Game 2 of the City Alliance basketball tournament. Game 1 going to Cathedral earlier. And now it'll be down to Indianapolis Tech, who comes into this one tonight at 14-2. They've won their last 11 games, and they'll be taking on a Tindley basketball team coming into this one, winning 8 of their last 9. They are now 9-4 on the season. Great to have you with us tonight for this second game. Troy Naragowski along with Ben Wood. I tell you what, if you saw the first game, you saw what Cathedral did. Tell you what, this second game, as we mentioned earlier and talked about a little bit ago in the pregame, is that these two teams, this could be a really good ball game by the time it's all said and done.
It definitely can. You look at both sides, some very talented players on both sides. They get up and down the floor. Both teams averaging around 75 points per game, so we're going to see a high-scoring game in this one. But I think the stat that sticks out to me most, Arsenal Tech has been great at home this year, 8-0 on the year.
Well, let's break this down. Tindley, they won 8 of their last 9, as we mentioned a couple of moments ago. They're a small school, but they are a basketball school. They produced a lot of very good players over the years that have even gone to a higher level. Aaron Humphrey, the guy we're going to watch tonight, at least one of the players, 17.5 points per game, 9.5 rebounds. He's 6'6", 200 pounds, and I'm sure that Tech knows who he is by now.
Of course, he's the focal point of their offense. They look to run their sets to get him a lot of touches down low. He's starting to pick up some college offers here in his senior year, but he's going to have his hands full. I've been looking at this Arsenal Tech team for this past couple days, and their size and just their talent across the board, I don't think really can be matched throughout the state of Indiana.
Well, another guy to watch will be Orlando Hall. Now, he's the guy that'll kind of run the show tonight, but he's averaging 13.1 points per game. Also, Billy Brown averaging 8.4 points per game. When you look at their style, what have you seen? Do they want to get up and down the floor? Are they going to be a team in the half court? And can they run with a team like Indianapolis Tech?
Yeah, they can run. And Coach Dillard mentioned that he wants to limit kind of the runs that Tech will go on because they're another team that likes to get out and push. But you look at the Tigers, they're going to get up on the ball, pressure the defense, and they'll go to zone sometime looking to trap and really force Tech to make some tough decisions there on the half-court offense.
Now, one thing, remember, these two teams played before. You got to go all the way back to November 30th, but it was on this floor. Tech won that game 80-64, so they have the advantage there and probably even a mindset, listen, we've got them once, we're going to get them again, and so Tindley's got to overcome that tonight as well.
Yeah, they do. But for Tindley, you look at the beginning of the season, they had a little bit of slump where they lost 3 out of their 4 games of the season. So they're a different team here riding that winning streak. And then you look at the other side for Tech. You mentioned this home court advantage. I mean, there's a good crowd here. We haven't seen really a crowd like this all season. So the city showed out for this one. They're anticipating a good game, and I think it's going to be the same as well.
By the way, Tindley coming off that win over Heritage Christian, they won it by a final of 70-60 to advance to tonight's matchup. Now, let's turn gears. Let's talk about Tech a little more in depth. They got a guy who's going to Illinois by the name of Reggie Bass, a 6'5 senior, averaging over 17 points and 5.2 rebounds per game. We're going to talk about more guys, but it really surrounds number 0, Reggie Bass.
And Bass actually just came out and decommitted from Illinois, so he's opening up back his commitment. And just looking at some of the highlights, seeing him, he's a complete package. He's the kind of point guard that any coach would be happy to have on his team. He does a little bit of everything. He can attack the basket, find open guys, but he's just really been an impressive piece that's kind of put everything together for this Tech team.
Well, that's news right there. Bass now not going to Illinois. I wonder if maybe Purdue is knocking on the door because they love to get these kids out of Indianapolis. We'll see if that happens as well. He is not the only player to watch tonight for Indianapolis Tech. We're going to take a timeout, talk about all the other pieces they have because the Titans are loaded. We'll talk about them coming up in a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is high school basketball right here on IndianaSRN. Welcome back to Indianapolis Tech High School. The Tigers and the Titans coming up in a few moments. We were talking a little bit about Reggie Bass and Indianapolis Tech. But to tell you what, Ben, he's not the only guy out there that people pay attention to. Let's talk a little bit about Rasheed Jones. He's also averaging, in fact, he's scoring more points per game than Reggie Bass at 17.2. 6'6 senior, both of them look about the same, but this guy can really play.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything as well. He's got great bounce, too. I've seen some of his highlight dunks from throughout this year, and he was a big part of their win earlier in the season against Tindley. He led all scorers in that one with 22 points, so he's going to look to pick up right where he left off the first time. But I've mentioned this earlier, just looking up and down this lineup, Tindley, it's not going to be a matter of who they stop. They're going to have to stop 2 or 3 of these guys if they want to have a chance at winning this one.
Well, Davion Turner will be another guy. He's the third player on this lineup, in this lineup for Tech, that averages double-digit points, 15.4 points and 5.7 rebounds. He's a guard, 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's going to put the ball up as well. Ty Harris, another guard, averaging 7.6, and Tony Lisenby at 7.7, 8.6 rebounds. And they've got others, but that's quite a supporting cast for the Big Three.
It sure is. Davion Turner, the son of head coach Damon Turner, scored his 1,000th career point earlier this season. He's got a couple D1 offers as well, but he's kind of guy that can just knock it down from anywhere. He's a smart player as well, and he had a great game against Covenant Christian earlier in the tournament with 23 points, and then he also had 21 against Tindley as well, so he was another big part of that win the first time around.
By the way, you talk about that game, 49% shooting in that ball game overall, and they were 8 of 31 from three-point range. So let me tell you what, they're going to shoot the three. Do you expect that maybe the Titans will do the same tonight?
I think so, and that's one of the big focal points Coach Dillard was talking about. They have to get out the shooters. So I think if you look at this one, it's a matter of are you willing to give up the 2 than rather give up the open 3. So the help defense is going to have to be on point for Tindley tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned Turner had 23 in that win, 8 of 14 from the floor. Bass had 15. He was 4 of 8 shooting. Spears had 10. He was 4 of 5 shooting. They also had 11 steals, 20 assists, and only turned the ball over 8 times. A team that plays as up and down the floor as they do, to have 8 turnovers, that's amazing.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, Troy, because looking at this team, we mentioned they score 75 points per game. On the season, they only average 10 turnovers a game. If you're a coach, you have to love that, because even mediocre teams, you want to average around 10 or less a game. So when a team's able to get out and run like that, they're able to put points up on the board and they're still averaging less than 10 points per game, you can't really have too many complaints.
I got to mention, too, if you don't mind, you're talking about a team that is averaging 14 offensive rebounds. So if Tindley doesn't rebound tonight, there's going to be a lot of second chance points for Tech.
Yeah, the transition game and then the rebounding battle is, I think, the 2 biggest focal points for Tindley here if they want to have success against the Titans.
And by the way, I know we're throwing out a lot of numbers at you, but what else is impressive about this Tech team is they'll share the basketball. I don't remember seeing a team averaging 23 assists per game, so they don't mind sharing the ball with each other.
No, and if you look at their lineup, there's a reason why. You can give it to any guy and they're going to be able to knock it down. This Tech lineup literally could be an all-star team across the state of Indiana. So they've got the guys to knock it down, and they're more than willing to share the ball, so you'll love to see that. A lot of great shooters, a lot of athletes, and the winner will advance to the championship game coming up on Monday night, where they'll take on the Fighting Irish of Cathedral, who are now waiting in the wings for a chance to play a championship. We'll come back. The starters in the tip-off coming up next. This is high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Back here at Tech High School, you take a look at the Tindley Tigers. Here's how they'll line up tonight. Jaden Thomas, a 5'9 senior. He wears number 2. Orlando Hall is a 5'7 junior, averaging 13.1 points per game. He wears number 3. He is in the starting lineup tonight. Jeff Pinkston, a 6'5 junior, averaging 5.8 points per game. He wears number 10. Jaden Pinkston at 11.5 points per game, a 6'4 junior. He averages, again, 11.5. He wears number 24. Aaron Humphrey at 17.5 and 9.5 rebounds, a 6'6 senior, wearing number 35. The Titans will go like this tonight. Reggie Bass, a 6'5 senior, averaging 17.1 points per game. He wears number 0. Rasheed Jones, a 6'6 senior, averaging 17.2 points per game, number 1. Ty Harris is a 6' senior, averaging 7.6 points per game. He wears number 2. Also, Antoni Lisenby, 6'6 and a senior, 7.7 points, 8.6 rebounds. He wears number 10. And Davion Turner, a 6-foot senior averaging 15.4 points per game. He wears number 24. All right, all the talk is done. Ben, keys to today's game.
Well, for Tindley, I mentioned they got to win that rebounding battle. No second chance opportunities here for the Titans, and then limit those transition buckets. They got to be able to get back if they miss shots and stop that quick offense for Arsenal Tech. And for the Titans, I think all they really need to do, set the tone here early. Pressure Tindley, make them uncomfortable, and then, share that ball. Hit some open shots. They're going to get some good looks. Just have to knock them down early. I think if they can start off hot, they can put this one away early and kind of coast into that championship game versus Cathedral.
Jaden Pinkston will jump it up for the Tigers. Jumping it up for Indianapolis Tech will be Lisenby, the 6'6 senior. Tech in the white, and in the dark uniforms, Tindley. As we're ready to get this second semifinal underway, Cathedral easily winning their first contest. And the tip will be won by Tindley, and we are underway. That is Jaden Thomas as he brings it across the timeline. He'll be guarded there defensively by Davion Turner.
It's the 6th meeting all time between these two schools. Tech leads it 3-2.
Ball knocked out of bounds coming from the backside. Reggie Bass able to knock it away. So the ball will be taken out of bounds on the baseline by Tindley. Aaron Humphrey, team's leading score at 17.5 points per game off the inbound. The drive down the lane, high arcing shot, no good by Jaden Thomas. Will head the other way off the miss. Lead pass will find Turner. Turner, fadeaway jumper from 3, no good. And the rebound pulled down by Jaden Pinkston. So both teams up and down the floor in their first possessions, as Hall gives it up now to Jaden Pinkston. This will be Thomas with the basketball, backs it away as he has Davion Turner there. The switch now, it'll be Rasheed Jones. On the spin, Humphrey drives off the glass, good, and Aaron Humphrey will get the Tigers on the board here early.
Yeah, good to see him aggressive there with his first possession and getting a strong take to the basket. That spin move is his patented move.
You see the Tigers in a more of a zone offense as Reggie Bass downtown 3, and he has his first points of the ball game.
He hit that one all the way from Muncie.
Shot short that time by Humphrey. Rebound Titans. Here's Reggie Bass back the other way. A little hesitation. Drives in. Contact, no whistle. Offensive rebound. Put back good by Lisenby. And the Titans now lead it 5-2.
We're seeing already Lisenby being effective around the rim on both sides, contesting shots down there and then getting the putback.
Just underway here in game number 2. The bounce pass to Hall. Hall picks up his dribble. Good defense there by Ty Harris. Now the basketball in the hands of Thomas. High screen by Humphrey. Thomas will stop, shoot the 3, miss it, battle for the rebound. Eventually won by Jones. Quick outlet pass to Harris. Harris stops, skip pass. Turner back outside once again to Jones. Good ball movement, Harris. Shot fake, pull-up jumper way off the mark, and the rebound by Humphrey. Outlet pass Thomas. Lead will find Hall, and Hall pushed out near midcourt. In the corner, here is Pinkston for 3 as Jaden misses that one badly, and the rebound once again by Bass. Bass will stop across the timeline to Turner. Skip pass will find Harris. And again out front as they work it back to Harris for 3, and it's good.
So already 2 big threes here early on. This team shoots at 39% as a whole. So does Tindley as well. So we can expect that to keep raining down here.
Here's Jaden Thomas guarded there by Turner. And a steal. Look out. Here's Reggie Bass back the other way. And Bass will dunk it. He has 5. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Wait and see if this is going to be a full or a 30. It'll be a 30-second timeout, and a much-needed timeout right there by Indianapolis Tindley. Want to remind you tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Serenity Care Services, an Indiana licensed service agency. They're friendly and experienced, a team of caregivers you have been looking for. Call Angela today at 317-900-6202. Serenity Care Services, serving Indianapolis and the 5 surrounding areas. Well, a good start if you're the Tech Titans. You have an 8-point lead, and tell you what, the one thing you can't do if you're Tindley, you just can't turn the ball over.
No, that was tough, but a great play by Bass. We mentioned he does a little bit of everything well. He read that pass coming, and an easy lane. He got things going with that big 3 here. Now they're sitting with a nice 8-point lead 3 minutes in.
Bass with 5 early. Tindley basketball, as you see Thomas across the timeline, will find Humphrey. Drives baseline, short jumper with a right hand, no good. Ball loose, picked up by Turner. Turner has one to beat. Off the glass, dunk attempt by Bass, no good. But it got the crowd in the air off their feet. Here's a spin move inside. A lot of contact there for Pinkston. No whistle. Ball loose. Harris picks it up. Now they'll give it off to Rashid Jones, who dunks it. And what a start here for Tech.
And you know the crazy thing is, Troy, earlier this week, or last weekend against Marion, they had an alley-oop exactly like that. Turner underhand threw it off the backboard, and Jones was able to dunk it down. So we might see more of that here as this going goes on.
Tigers basketball defeated inside, and Humphrey now with 4. Back to an 8-point lead. Boy, I tell you, a lot of excitement early here for Tech.
Yeah, Tigers just have to keep feeding Humphrey down there. He's going to be their shot if they want to get back into this.
Here is Bass out front to Harris. Back to Bass. Left side elbow Jones.
2-3 zone show for Tindley now.
He was at the volleyball line as well. Behind the back pass there by Turner. Goes out of bounds.
See there just the nice ups by Reggie Bass. The steal, the flush.
Change here for Tindley as they will bring into the lineup number 21, which is Darian Davis, a 6'4 senior. You know, Bass also has that nice little goatee. You need to stretch yours out like that.
Hey, I know. He's giving me some inspiration. I'll have to work on that for the next couple weeks.
Near steal by Turner in the backcourt. Getting away from it is Davis. Tigers basketball. They're going to entry down low as Davis, the kick out. And now it'll be a 3 by Pinkston. He can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound, won there by Davis. Davis on the floor, able to save it. Pinkston drives, and Jeff Pinkston can't get it to go. Rebound by Lisenby. 2-on-1 break the other way. Behind the back pass, Bass to Turner. He gets his first 2.
That was just so smooth.
Here's a 3 from the right wing by Humphrey, no good. Rebound Jones. Turner able to pick it up off the floor. Left-hand pass knocked down. Second turnover by Tech, and it'll be Tindley basketball.
Seen a few times Tech gets a little too careless with it, but
yeah, so far just the 2 turnovers. Skip pass. This will find Jaden Pinkston. Reverse layup good.
Pinkston, he's an athlete. I got to see him a few times during the football season, an all-city wide receiver. There's a few times the quarterback would just throw it up to him and he'd out-jump everyone for a touchdown. It was awesome to see.
That is Bass across the timeline as we are under the 2:30 mark here in the opening period of play, and Tech kind of spreading the floor right here.
Yeah, they've got no problems here, kind of taking some time off the clock as well.
They're going to get a 30-second timeout on this one. Want to remind you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. They have you covered, whether it be auto, home, life, or business. Call Pat Cherry to get a quote today at 317-884-8046. Look to Family Source Insurance for all your needs. Give them a call at 317-884-8046. Tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with Tech. I'll be curious to see if they advance, how that thing will go on Monday, but you take a look at them running the floor and that behind-the-back pass. That's the unselfishness you like to see.
You love to see it. I mean, they're having fun. They're playing fast. They're playing loose. I'm sure that's exactly what Coach Turner was preaching to them here in front of this home crowd. I'm sure they haven't had too many crowds like this so far this year, so I'm sure they're really just enjoying this and having fun with all the talent out there. That's all you got to do is just make the right play.
So following the timeout, Tech basketball, Turner now at the point.
And I'm saying there's a 50% chance they drew something up to get something at the rim here so we can get the crowd on our feet.
Well, they'll give it off to Bass. Entry pass will find Jones back to Bass. Let me see, Jones will come out, set the screen. Now it's Harris for 3, no. And the ball goes out of bounds back over to the Tigers.
Yeah, we haven't heard too much from Harris yet, but so far you mentioned he's a great complementary piece to this Titan team, averaging about 7.5 points per game and shoots it well from the field.
Tiger basketball here in the opening period of play, under 2 minutes remaining. Jaden Jones, the 5'9 senior, will find Humphrey on the high post. Back once again in the corner, and the 3-ball good as Thomas gets on the board for the first time here tonight. And a near turnover by the Titans in the ball game. That's going to be a foul on the shot there as Matt Spears has entered the ball game for the Titans, and he'll go to the free throw line, their first trip to the line tonight.
Yeah, Spears is a great piece to bring off the bench. You can see he's got good size and also has the range to spread it out.
Unfortunately for Tindley, we're talking about 3 free throws here as he was fouled on the 3-point attempt. Well, and that's one thing you want to close out, but certainly don't make that foul.
Yeah, and at that point he was open enough to where you just he's fresh into the game. You hope he misses it, and if he doesn't, it's better than picking up the foul for one of your most important players.
Yeah, make him shoot over. If they hit that shot, great shot, but boy, don't give him 3 free ones as they did right there. So now Tindley down 17-9 with 90 seconds remaining. That's Jaden Thomas getting the high screen by Jaden Pinkston. Thomas will now give it off to Davis. Davis guarded by Bass. The drive, left hand no. Rebound Harris. Harris will run the break back the other way. Finds his teammate Bass. Nice crossover by Bass. Now gives it up in the corner as Spears will shoot it and miss. And the rebound by Pinkston. Quickly the other way. Here's Humphrey for 3, short. Offensive rebound as Malachi Coasters come in, and they've turned it over for the second time. The drive by Jones, can't get it. Battle for the rebound, coming away with it will be Thomas. Thomas back the other way, layup good by Humphrey. He has 6. Quickly the other way, turnover again. Third one by Tech. Here's Humphrey. Humphrey will get it back, 17 feet away, no, and the rebound by Bass.
You like that shot there, though. Stepped out, realized the defender didn't have his hand up. You like that from your best player.
Boy, how about that 3 by Reggie Bass at the free throw line. Misses it. Break the other way, and the layup short by Thomas. Rebound Bass. Lead pass will find Turner. He thought about the 3. Dumps it in the corner to Jones. Good look here at Spears. Harris back to Spears. 14-footer good. That didn't look pretty all the time, but they got 2 points out of it. And that's going to do it for the opening period of play. Tech on top, 19-11. This is the City Alliance semifinals on IndianaSRN.
Hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
We're going to go back downstairs as Coach Keith Myers standing by.
Hey, fellas, just want to let you know, anywhere in the gym, they can shoot it. So I just want to let you know, I did see them warm up earlier in the balcony, so I don't know if they'll chuck it from there. But Cameron was telling me he shot the ball like that when he played in high school on the little hoops, on the 5-foot hoops. So Tech will shoot the ball anywhere. And, Ben, you're right. They are very, very quick.
Well, there's no doubt about that. They ended up with 4 turnovers in the opening period of play, just 2 by Tindley, but an 8-point lead. And I thought maybe Tech got a little sloppy there at the end of that first quarter. Agreed?
Yeah, that last 2 minutes kind of looked more like a track meet rather than a basketball game. They were going back and forth, just kind of slinging that ball around. We saw some deep shots there from Tech, but I'm sure Coach Turner in that break kind of told him, hey, settle down. Let's go back to what we've worked on all season long. Let's build this lead up.
Turner from the logo hits it.
And as I say that, there's a 30-foot 3, so whatever works for them.
Well, he did a nice job planting and getting himself ready to shoot. I didn't think that maybe that Bass shot. There's a steal by Turner, and Turner back the other way, off the backboard. The dunk good by Lisenby.
And that's what they look for. They're looking to throw it up for one of their teammates and put it down.
Tindley now with 3 turnovers here in the first half of play. 13-point lead, the biggest lead of the night. Another takeaway Back the other way is Bass, and he fell a little bit short. I think he kind of misstepped right there and may have come up a little bit hurt as well. Tindley back the other way. Off the glass, good by Jeff Pinkston, and a whistle and a foul.
Jeff's more of a defensive-minded player, but you saw there, good strong take through some contact. Another look at this one. This is pretty. This is what everyone here came for. They're loving this, love to see that.
So we go to the free throw line, chance to pull to within 10. Pinkston, his first 2 points. Last foul called on Lisenby, his first. And the free throw is good, and Tindley's going to get a 30-second timeout right here. Want to remind you, the IHSAA Foundation they have a newsletter called The Advocate. You can be a part of that if you contact the IHSAA at ihsaafoundation.org. Want to thank the IHSAA Foundation for what they're doing for our student athletes. Tech on top of this one, 24-14. They've opened up a double-digit lead, and at times they make it look kind of easy too. They have so many athletes, so many good players out there for Tindley. It's hard to find who to guard. I mean, who do you pick your poison, right?
Exactly. That's what I was kind of alluding to in the pregame is you might be able to stop 1 or 2 guys, but there's 4 or 5. We even saw Spears come in at the end of that first quarter and instantly started shooting from outside, so that's another guy you had to get out to. So like you said, are they going to give up the transition bucket, or are they going to try and hold him here in this half-court offense? And a lot of times Tech's been settling for threes and knocking him down. I mean,
how about this one? He might as well shoot that one from Louisville.
Wow, that's impressive.
Turner with his second 3. He has 8. Back there the way we go. Pass in the corner, the shot no good by Jeff Pinkston. Offensive rebound, ball loose, picked up and then blocked inside. Lisenby, outlet pass to Turner at the other end, and just like that, another 2 points for Turner.
Yeah, Lisenby doing a great job on both ends there. Another block shot, that's his second on the night. And the one area that Tindley, I think, does have the advantage so far in this one is they've been able to get some second chance opportunities on the offensive glass.
Foul's going to go against Turner. And Tindley back to the line is Pinkston there for the first time, this being Jaden Pinkston for 2. But I'll tell you one thing, too, in transition defense, if you're not back, Tindley's going to send somebody. And it's just like one guy. I mean, we've seen Bass, Jones, Turner, you name it.
Yeah, that's another focus point. I think Dillard is going to have to tell his guys. He might even have to designate one of the guards out there at all times. Just make sure you're getting back when the shot goes up. Because I'd say half the points so far from Tech have come from just quick outlet passes, and they're getting layups the other way.
Tech looking to not only advance to the championship game, looking to win the second time against Tindley. Inside, another block as Lisenby unable to get the second shot as well. Jones for 3. He can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Spears. And another 3 way downtown as Turner missed another shot from Louisville, and there's another turnover. Back the other way, and a block inside. Give the block there to Pinkston. He got a piece of it from Spears.
Tech's got to learn, do not jump with Jaden Pinkston. That's 2 or 3 blocks in the last 2 possessions. He shut down Lisenby twice, and again, Spears getting denied at the rim. That was a major block, so he's providing the spark on the defensive end.
Oh, boy. That's huge. So now Tindley basketball down by 13. 5.5 minutes to go, and a foul call there on Spears, his first. Well, I'll tell you what, and we've seen a lot of teams this year, Ben, but I haven't seen anybody as athletic, and I haven't seen anybody consistently shoot from the volleyball line.
No, I think those are the first time I've seen that all season long, even at end of quarter situations. They're just casually pulling up from there, so they've got the confidence. And 2 out of 3 of them have been close.
By the way, Aaron Humphreys out of the ballgame, the leading scorer for Tindley. Fadeaway jumper counted Darian Davis, his first 2.
That was just a smooth shot. You can tell he's practiced that plenty of times.
Here's Harris. Shot fake, kick out Turner. Behind the back pass will find Spears. Quickly around the perimeter. Underneath now to Lisenby. And Lisenby, maybe one pass too many. Traveled with it. 5th turnover now for Tech.
The thing I've liked so much about this Tech offense is you're not seeing guys put the ball on the ground. They're just one pass, go, they'll take a quick look, and they're firing it to the next guy. So you really like that they're just trying to find those open players, and so far it's working out.
Well, this is a senior-laden team, and Tech playing very well together. Ball on the floor, and who's eventually going to come away with it? There's a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of Tindley.
Yeah, both these teams really senior heavy. I mean, Tindley made a great run last year. They fell up short in the semi-state game, but they're poised to make a run as well. I know we've been giving Tech a lot of credit, but this Tindley team is one of the best they've had probably since their last state title team.
Fable Pittman coming in, a 6'6 senior now for Indianapolis Tech, so they stay big and bulky inside. Orlando Hall, the left-hander three, no good. Long rebound by Reggie Bass, who's re-entered the lineup.
Hall's got that kind of range. He just hasn't really been in rhythm so far this game.
Pass underneath off the entry. Right-hand shot no good by Pittman. Rebounded there by Pinkston. Back there the way we go. 4:24 to go here before halftime. With the basketball, Davis will find Julian Robinson, who's now checked in for the Tigers. The drive, the feed, and the layup missed underneath by Robinson. Outlet pass quickly the other way, and the layup good by Jones.
Jones has four. Tech player leaking out past half court before the rebound can be corralled.
Lead back to 13, and then Orlando Hall loses the basketball on the sideline. Sixth turnover by the Tigers. And we're going to see Trey Marcelin come in. 6'3" and a junior, and he'll check in for Orlando Hall.
So we're seeing Coach Dillard here throw a few fresh faces out there to see if they can get a spark going.
So Titans basketball. There's a double high screen. Let's see how they work this one for Turner. Turner dribbling between the double team, and a whistle and a foul called. An offensive foul, the moving screen by Pittman as he picks up his first.
Yeah, it looked like Pittman was kind of trying to seal the defender so they could get a shot at the top of the key for Spears, but like you said, just got to get those feet set. And I know you've touched on this. You said that's a focal point that the officials have really looked out for this season.
Yeah, you got to stay within your body, and you got to make sure that you don't move, because you see so many players now that move with that ball handler and they get caught off guard. Back in the ball game is Humphrey. Nice ball movement. The shot on the way inside. Nice play by Jaden Pinkston. He has 5. Quickly back the other way. Here's Turner on the right wing. And now you see the Titans spread it out once again. There's that double high screen again for Turner. Turner kicks it back outside. Here is Spears for 3. Good. Turner went down. He wanted to draw the foul.
And that's exactly what they were looking for last set, to get that kind of pin down to get Spears an open look at the top of the key.
That shot way short there by Jaden Pinkston.
A little bit of a heat check there for him. He's kind of been the offensive focal point here in the second quarter for the Tigers.
Turner coming out, Harris back in. Right now it's all Titans with a 14-point lead under the 3-minute mark. Harris. Nice backdoor cut, and the miss by Bass. Offensive rebound by Pittman, and then the putback good as Spears able to lay it in. Quickly the other way, 15-point lead, and this time the layup good at the other end as Jeffrey Pinkston now has 5.
The Pinkston brothers have 10 out of the 12 points here for the Tigers in the second quarter.
Bass across the timeline once again here for the Titans. Trying to find Jones, and they throw it out of bounds. Bass thought Jones was going to go baseline, but he cut back up front. Tech with 7 turnovers, and we're going to see Spears come out back in the ball game. Lisenby, the 6'6 senior. You know, Lisenby looks taller than 6'6.
It's got to be the wingspan. He's got great long arms, and we've seen it be a factor here early in this one.
I think everybody on Tech's team has long arms. I mean, everybody has the ability to really get a lot of deflections. Spin on the baseline by Jeff Pinkston, and a foul call, and they're going to get Pinkston when he went diving for the basketball, ran into Reggie Bass.
And not only do these players have long arms, too, you see they're not afraid to go and dig in. And if they see an opportunity to go double team a ball handler, they've done that. And that's why they're getting these easy throw downs the court and getting easy layups and dunks. And that's just been their forte here in this first half.
Malachi Coaster back in, the 6-foot senior now for the Tigers. At the 2-minute mark, that's Bass who'll walk it across the timeline. High post here to Lisenby, and that's an easy call right there as the foul will go against the Tigers. They got number 24, Jaden Pinkston, for his first.
You mentioned Malachi Coaster coming into the game. He had a great game off the bench last game against Heritage Christian. Had a season-high 18 points.
So the Titans basketball. That is Reggie Bass. Bass got hit before the shot. That's an easy call. They're going to get Pinkston. He's picked up 2 quick fouls. He's very quick on that first step, too.
He is, and it's kind of deceptive because he's so smooth with it. He stays low, and it's just a quick burst of speed, and he's getting past you.
In the ball game again for the Tigers will be Jeff Pinkston. He didn't stay out very long.
Yeah, tough blow. Jaden now with 3 fouls.
Dunk attempt there for Lisenby. Probably should have taken the mid-range jumper instead. Back the other way, here's Humphrey. He'll drive, rims in and out. Battle for the loose basketball. Humphrey able to get it, double teamed. Blocked by Lisenby, and it goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Tigers.
That's his 3rd block already, and at least you can appreciate the hustle by Lisenby to get back and not give up an easy layup at the other end.
Clock stopped at 90 seconds remaining here in the opening half of play. Still a 14-point lead here for the Titans. And a whistle away from the basketball, and I think they may have gotten Pittman grabbing as number 10, Jeff Pinkston, tried to get through the lane. They do frown upon that, by the way, that you grab anybody to try to stop them.
Well, Pittman knows that now, so I think he'll be good for the rest of the game. But he's come in and he's just given an extra layer of toughness to this Tech defense.
Titans with a good defense on the inbound. Timeout called here by Indianapolis Tindley. We are waiting to see if this will be a full timeout or a 30. Yeah, I was going to say, I think they've already called 2 of their timeouts. It's a full timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. 36-22. This is the City Alliance semifinals on IndianaSRN.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We're back at Tech High School for the City Alliance semifinal game number 2. Cathedral winning earlier rather easily, so they're watching this one. And right now, looks like Tech in the driver's seat, but we still have a lot of basketball to be played.
We sure do. This is a recently new matchup. These teams have only been playing each other for the last 5 or 6 years, so.
Off the inbound shot was missed by Pinkston. Battle for the loose basketball. Davis had a couple of his shots blocked. Bass back the other way. The left-hander releases the 3, misses it, and then Harris able to come away with it. Entry pass now to Lisenby, and a whistle and a foul down low against Humphrey.
Yeah, you mentioned Lisenby picking up a few more blocks. He's already got 5 on the night, so he's making sure nothing gets past him down there.
So now Tech will inbound. That is Reggie Bass who will put it in play. All the way in the backcourt now to Rasheed Jones. Jones with 4 in the first half. Bass with 5. Matthew Spears and Davion Turner have had the big game so far for the Titans. Near steal. Lisenby will find Harris. Harris, step back 3 on the way. That's off the mark. Rebound underneath. Put back good. And there's that wide body Pittman able to get the offensive board.
Yeah, just not much you can do against him when he's got you pinned under the rim waiting for that rebound to come off the glass.
You know, one thing about Tech is you know why they have so many offensive rebounds. They go get it, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. They're not looking to get back and prevent. They're trying to get more points.
Left-hand shot off the front of the rim by Darian Davis is good. He has 4. 20 seconds remaining. Here's Harris. Kicks outside to Bass, and the Titans will play for 1 right here. And that's a travel. Yep, no doubt about that one. That'll be the 8th turnover now for Tech.
And if Tech cleaned up some of those turnovers they've had in this first half, this could easily be a 20-plus point game. So Tindley's got to be at least wary of that and kind of take that with a grain of salt.
6 seconds on the clock. Coaster with the basketball. Ball loose into the backcourt. Diving is Jones, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. 38-24, Tech with the lead. And give me your thoughts, what you thought in the first half. I mean, I think we saw a lot of great things out of both teams, but right now Tech with the lead.
Yeah, just Tech came out early, hit some big threes to kind of push that lead out, and then we saw them get kind of a little bit more relaxed, but they were still able to force some turnovers against Tindley and get some easy buckets the other way. But if you're the Tigers, you got to be kind of at least okay with the fact you're only down 15. This could be a lot worse, and they've had some good looks from both the Pinkston brothers, and Humphrey got going early. They'll just have to get him going here in this third quarter if they want to chip back away and get back into this one.
Yeah, he only had 6 all in that opening period of play, leading the way for Tech in the first half. Spears and Turner with 10 each, and again 6 points by Humphrey leading the Tindley Tigers. We'll take a timeout. Halftime report coming up. This is the City Line semifinals on IndianaSRN.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
It's halftime here between Tindley and Tech as Tech is in control. I'm here with the coach, Keith Myers, Cameron DeBlasio alongside for our halftime report on IndianaSRN. And Coach, what impressed you most about that first half?
No trampolines. Those guys are jumping out of the roof. I did that in my backyard with my grandkids, but I need a trampoline. These guys are really good athletes. A lot of turnovers, though, Tech. Maybe a little bit too fast-paced. But, man, they could shoot it up. They chuck it up anywhere. As I was saying, a couple of them were at the 10-foot mark of the volleyball line. That's a long way to go.
Definitely. They were hitting some deep ones. How does this crowd affect things? I think a lot of it's here for Tech. You know Tindley's got some, too. Tech fed into that a little bit with some of those dunks and big shots.
Yeah, you know your audience. You notice when they got the slam dunk, people got up in the air. What I really like was Pinkston, 2 blocks right away, and then went out to the third one, and that got this side of the crowd kind of going too. So it's a good battle, and it's still a pretty close ball game.
If you're Tindley, are you happy with how you played, or did you expect different, or what are you looking for going into the second half?
I don't know if you were happy. I think you're pleased that you're only down 14. It could be 24, it could be 30, because Tech really has helped them a little bit. You just got to be patient. I think you got to be stronger with the basketball inside, because Tech is going for every single block. Maybe shot fake a couple times, draw the foul. I tell you what, the officiating has done a nice job of seeing the athletic ability of these kids and then let them play. That's pretty impressive. I'm sure Troy and I will talk about that tomorrow, because that's really done a nice job. The flow of this game has been really good.
How hard is that as an official when you see that there might be some things that you could call but you're letting them go? Is that an easy thing to do, or do you have to hesitate when you do that?
A lot of it is your partners. What you talked about inside. Troy, myself, and Jerry have all officiated, And that pregame is, okay, we got these athletic ability kids. Let them do it. And you just call what you have to do. And I think this group has really done a nice job. And I was really impressed with the first group as well. So, you got good officiating. You got great game Monday, because the finals will, if it's any indication, the finals are going to be a lot of fun.
Well, Tech has all eyes on Cathedral right now, as they already beat them once this season. They're looking to go 2-0 against the Fighting Irish if they can hold on against Tindley here today. I'm curious, too, it's a 16-point game the first time these two teams played. It's about that margin now. How do you feel like that affects the mentality of both of these teams?
It's like I told you with game number one. It's the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. What you come out, if you're down, what you do those first 3 minutes. If you're ahead, what have you done to do that? I like how Coach Turner has played his bench a little bit, because in his mind, he's thinking he's going to win this game, so he needs to get some leg rest, because they're going at it really strong.
More from halftime after this. You're watching the halftime show on IndianaSRN, the exclusive home of the City Alliance for Indianapolis.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And we're back here at halftime between Tindley and Tech. And as you can see, it's still my first day, Coach. I'm not quite sure when we're on, and we're just having a good time down here.
All I know is Jerry Selling, go in there here, and I'll get him, Jerry. We'll get him, I promise. You get wrapped up in this atmosphere, don't you?
Absolutely. I like I've said a few times, I'm from Lafayette. I went to Central Catholic. We didn't quite have this many people at too many of our games. This is an exciting atmosphere. Hoosier hysteria is alive and well at this arena here at Arsenal Tech, and we're looking forward to a good second half.
Yeah, we're also looking forward to a good week. Next week,
yeah,
there's lots of games on IndianaSRN. We have the city finals on Monday, have games for you on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 games for you, plus wrestling on Saturday. And on Friday night, we have, I think, 5 or 6 games as well. So we got a busy, busy week. And, Troy, you got to get well. That throat has to be really good, because you got to carry me the next 3 weeks.
That might be a tall task, Troy, but we'll see if he can do it. It's halftime here between Tindley and Tech. We'll send you up to the guys for the second half after this.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Back once again here, the City Alliance semifinal. The winner moves to Monday to take on Indianapolis Cathedral. Great crowd on hand here tonight to see this one. And before we even talk about the second half, Ben, we got to find somebody to get us some of those ribs, because I've never been to a venue, high school-wise, that did ribs.
No, I mean, the smell kind of started creeping in as the game went on, and now we're finally seeing people in the stands with it. So if this one gets out of hand, I might have to leave you here by yourself and go enjoy a slab of ribs.
Yeah, you'd think that maybe the guys downstairs would go to the concession stand, get us something to eat, and bring it up here.
That's what they're here for, right? I don't know. But
oh, it's got to be in the contract now, I see. All right, second half coming up in a couple of moments. What do you see in the second half from a Tech team? We'll start with them first. They got great balanced scoring. In fact, they had 7 different players in the scoring column in that first half.
I think if you're Coach Turner, you just tell your guys, hey, stay focused for these next 2 quarters, and you guys should be able to hold on to this one, and we should get out of here and head into that championship. So really, if they just stay aggressive on the defensive end and they keep getting some of those easy looks on the offensive end, I think it's going to be hard for Tindley to kind of claw back and get into this one.
By the way, Spears, we mentioned, and Turner each with 10, Bass with 5, Jones with 4, Harris had 3, Lisenby had 4, and Pittman had 2. On the other side, if you're Tindley, he only turned the ball over 6 times, though they didn't really get as many good shots as they really needed to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, they've got to look to move the ball around more. They've got to rely on someone else besides Jaden Pinkston and Aaron Humphrey. Orlando Hall, their leading three-point shooter on the season, went 0 for 1, so he didn't really get in a rhythm. That's a guy I think I'd like to see them try and get some sets for early on in this third quarter to see if they get a spark going on the offensive end.
Well, and they got to get it. You mentioned Aaron Humphrey, too. I mean, he had 6 points in the opening period, did not score in that second quarter. He averages 17. And then you look at Orlando Hall, he did not score. He's a 13-point scorer. So your 2 guys that are averaging about 30 per game held you just 6.
Yeah, and we saw Humphrey. He was great early on in that first quarter, so we'll see if he can be aggressive here because he wasn't really settling. He's taking great shots. It was just Lisenby down low, really affecting everything that he wanted to do around the rim.
So the Titans going for win number 15 on the season. They have not lost a game since way back December 11th. They had a double weekend. They went to Anderson one night, lost that one by 10. They go to Brownsburg, lost that one by 13. Since then, December 17th, that win at Richmond, they've been winning ever since. They hope to keep it up here tonight as well in advance to Monday. It'll be Tech basketball. That's Reggie Bass. He, along with Rasheed Jones, play a lot out front as the 2 guards. Here's another shot by Turner for 3, missed it, and the rebound Tindley. Here's Davis across the timeline. High post to Humphrey, and once again it'll be Darian Davis. Darian did not start, gets the start in the second half. See if they'll get it down to Humphrey. Here's a 15-footer, and with contact, nice shot there by Davis.
Yeah, he had a couple nice shots in that second quarter. That's probably why he's getting the start here in the third, give him some extra looks on the offensive end. And you mentioned that could have easily been an and one.
Here's Turner. You better guard him. He might shoot it from there as he'll find Jones with the basketball at the left elbow. The screen and roll along with Bass. Bass the step back, and the 3 is way off the mark. Going for the rebound is Jones, who goes out of bounds. And it'll go back over now to Tindley.
So far, if you're Coach Dillard, you have to be really happy with the first 2 defensive possessions for Tindley. And if I was Coach Turner for Tech, I'd be a little upset. I'd want to put my foot on the gas here if I was these Titan players like you see here.
Turner with the takeaway and the layup. Turner now with 12. By the way, if you're wondering about Monday, if they do advance, Cathedral did play Tech earlier. It was a 7-point ball game, as you've alluded to before. So those 2 teams very familiar, as are these 2 teams. Here's Hall, forced way outside by Harris. Now it'll be Humphrey on the drive. Inside with the left hand, no good. Battle for the rebound, won that time by Reggie Bass. And so Tech basketball.
Great contest by Lisenby there, not fouling, staying straight up, making that one tough for Humphrey.
Nice pass underneath, and the attempted dunk by Lisenby once again will not go in, but a whistle and a foul. He'll go to the line for the first time tonight.
And right there, that's where Bass, I think, is a lot more effective. We've seen how quick that first step is. If he can just attack and draw guys towards him, they can get easy looks like that all night.
Lisenby at the line, 4 points in the first half now with a free throw to his resume here in the third quarter. They're now 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Second free throw is on the way and no good. Humphrey at 6'6", high to get that one. And as Davis across the timeline, guarded there by Turner. Davis drives, a lot of contact, no whistle. Back the way we go. Turner sets for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound Lisenby. Back to Harris. He'll shoot a 3 from the other side and hit it.
Started off early in the game with a 3, and now here early in the second half with another.
Here's Hill back the other way. Take that back. Orlando Hall with the three-pointer. His first points of the night, we mentioned averaging 13. And we're going to shoot another 3. This time it'll be Reggie Bass. He has 8, his second three-pointer, and a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. This is the City Line semifinals on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Back here at Tech High School, 47-29. We kind of got up and down the floor there exchanging threes in that last possession with Reggie Bass, now with 8 points.
And that was tough there for Tindley. They came down, got Hall an open look for 3, and you'd think they'd have some guys back, and they just didn't get out to Bass. And he knocks it down.
Extending that defense at his Bass as Tindley works it on the right side. Pinkston on the drive, and this shot inside no good by Jeff Pinkston. Jaden Pinkston would have gotten the assist right there. Here's Turner. Back outside now to Jones. Jones starts to put it on the floor, cut off there by Jeff Pinkston. This will be Turner. Now we've seen him shoot it from there, so they get up in his grill just to make sure he doesn't launch one again. Turner backs it away. Hall all over him, and now Turner fires and misses. Long rebound. Turner able to get it back. Harris in the corner for 3 again. This one is no good. And the rebound tipped by Lisenby. Tindley comes away with it. On the drive, and no on the layup as Jaden Pinkston can't get it to go, and the quick pass the other way. And that'll be Rasheed Jones going to the floor, and I think we might have a goaltending call right here, and the basket is good.
Wow, so he's going to get a chance for a 3-point play here. And this is much of what we've seen in the first half, just guys catching the rebound, instantly looking up court and just firing it down to the open man.
So Rasheed Jones will go to the line for 1. The lead now extended to 20. Jones now with 6, and the free throw is good. His first make of the night from the line. He now has 7. Little trap put together here by Tech. Shot fake, pull-up jumper, good as Hall hits his second bucket of the quarter.
And maybe that first one is all he needed to get things going here. That was a very tough shot on the step back.
The drive by Bass, reverse layup, good. Now in double figures with 10 as we head quickly back the other way. Jaden Pinkston, and he'll be fouled and go to the line for 2.
That was a good look there by Robinson to catch it down low. Drew 2 defenders, turned the other way, and saw a diving Pinkston to the back basket.
Rasheed Jones will pick up the foul. That's going to be his first team foul in the quarter, and the free throw is good by Pinkston. He now has 6.
Yeah, Pinkston on the year averaging 11.5 points per game. And I feel like I'm going to jinx him here, but he's only a 43% free throw shooter on the year. He's hit all 3 so far tonight.
So Pinkston back in for another, and you're exactly right. He will thank you, though, for it. So now the Tigers putting together a little full court press. Lob pass underneath intended for Lisenby. Turnover for Tech. That'll be their 9th turnover of the ball game. And then Tindley gives it right back. The lob underneath. I think they're going to give that bucket to Lisenby.
But who does the assist go to there? Did they give that to Jones? Because I think he touched it. That was really interesting.
Here's a drive at the other end by Humphrey. He goes down hard after the block shot by Lisenby. It'll be Tech basketball. Harris, and wait a minute, they're not going to let him continue play right here because of the injured player Humphrey at the other end. He says he's okay, and of course Tech says, wait a minute, we should be able to continue play right here ourselves.
But Troy, look at this. I think they both get their hands on this one.
Yep, that's got to go to Jones.
not something you see every day. I mean, we don't usually see a team throwing up 5 or 6 alley-oops.
So it will be Tech basketball. Here's Turner in the backcourt, quickly pushing it across the timeline. A little hesitation. No-look pass intended for Lisenby. You know, sometimes I think you can be a little bit too fancy with some of these passes, and you fool your teammates because they think, hey, listen, you got a lane, take it. Got to be a little more clear. I think if Tech were maybe not as unselfish and go ahead and take it themselves, they're getting easy too.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see them against a team that, you know, matches up with them really well, and it's a possession-for-possession game to see what their best looks, because you can tell they're just kind of playing around right now.
Well, you might find out on Monday night, because I think Cathedral playing pretty good basketball right now, and you could find out. Here's a 3 on the way, and that's good by Jones. He thought he was fouled, as did his coach.
6 points here in the third quarter.
So Tindley in a deep hole right here, and got to find something quickly as Coaster will find Humphrey, who stayed in the ball game. Good ball movement in the corner now to Coaster for 3. Can't get it. Humphrey with a rebound, put back, no, and he'll go to the line for 2.
That's one of the best looks that Tindley has had in this second half. You saw them get it in the middle there to Pinkston, but let's take another look. We've seen this all night. They've done this 4 or 5 times. Doesn't matter where they're at on the floor, it's going up and it's knocking down.
They must practice that 3 a lot, huh?
Yeah, well, when you see Steph Curry do it, it looks easy, so.
Couple of changes here as Isaiah Fields will come in now for the Tigers. Also coming in will be Darian Davis. Second free throw by Humphrey. And he now has 8. Tindley now a little soft pressure right here. This is Harris. Try to trap him on the sideline. Back to Bass. Skip pass will find Turner in the left corner, and he'll wisely bring it back out, reset it. High screen put together by Spears. Turner trying to find an opening and just throws it away. See, I think that is going to hurt them if they play a really good disciplined basketball team and they try to do some of that. They can't afford to turn it over against some really good teams.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think there's been, at least we can count on probably 2 hands how many times they've just kind of made a careless pass when they had an easy opening. They just didn't take advantage.
Entry pass here is Coaster. No. Rebounded by Bass. And Bass will bring the ball up the floor himself. Nice spin move, stripped out of his hands, regains to Harris. Harris now at the top of the key, back to Bass. You know, you look at their games this year, their road games, they've been playing either very close or there's a nice reverse layup by Spears, or they have lost games on the road. So home cooking is good. Maybe it's the ribs, I don't know, but I'd love to play here all the time.
Yeah, as we mentioned at the start, 8-0 on the year at home, so a perfect slate so far. And both of these teams are really going to see what their conference is going to be able to throw at them. I think both of them have 4 straight conference games coming up soon here after this tournament, so that'll be a good basis to see where they stand heading into the postseason.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Anderson with that win earlier, they're probably in first place in the North Central Conference. I don't know if they play that tournament again anymore or not, but you know, we're all going to be thinking about the sectional tournament here pretty soon. Here is Humphrey, shot short, rebound blocked, as Fields able to get another rebound, and then maybe the shortest guy on the floor able to get a couple of offensive rebounds.
Love the determination there. He wasn't going to be turned away, and now gets to head to the line for 2.
By the way, the sectional, or I should say the tournament draw for the girls tomorrow, 5 o'clock. So we'll find out what that field will look like. Free throw short.
Is there any girls team from around the Indianapolis area that really stands out to you that you think can make a deep run so far?
You know, they don't have, I mean, you got the typical, you know, the North Centrals and that, but there really isn't anybody that's really dominating around Indy this year. Doesn't mean that they won't get on a good run, but I'll tell you what, the team that you're going to want to watch is going to be up at South Bend, Washington. They're pretty good. if you want to move away from Indianapolis. Here's another three on the way, no good by Bass. And offensive foul on Bass. He grabbed Isaiah Fields after he fell to the floor.
Not going to sneak that one by the referee, standing right there, too.
Nope. See, I think sometimes, we love to see that downtown three, but I think shot selection can be really important, especially if you get in a close game.
And we always have the discussion, too, about the no shot clock in Indiana, that sometimes games come down to who has that final possession.
Three is missed by Hall. Coming away with it will be Spears. 52 seconds remaining. Spears gives it up now to Bass. Bass really hounded there by Hall, and they'll get Hall on this one. Well, I'll tell you what, and again, as good as Tech is, and again, they're very good, a really talented basketball team, I will be curious because Cathedral should be full strength on Monday, just how that whole thing will pan out.
Yeah, and I'm sure we probably won't see as many alley-oop opportunities and that kind of fun stuff, or also these deep threes, but I think the two teams are they have so much talent on both sides. We've got D1 offers on both sides. It's going to be a great matchup for all of Indianapolis to watch.
Shot missed, put back good as Humphrey there to lay it in off the miss by Hall. 11 turnovers now by Tech. 59-37 with 13 seconds. Here's Turner. Turner stripped out of his hands. Another turnover. Back there the way we go. And off the glass, no good. On the shot there by Aaron King. Is that who was in the ball game right there? No, it's number 3, Hall. 1.3 remaining.
We know they've got the range from anywhere, so.
Scruggs in the ball game now for Tech. He'll inbound the basketball. Harris from half court, no. And that's going to do it for the third period. Tech on top, 59-37. Let's send it down now to Coach Myers.
Don't forget to join us on Monday. The pregame show begins at 7 o'clock. Tip-off at 7:30. Cameron will be on the floor with you. Jimmy Cook and Sean Crow will have the play-by-play. On Tuesday night, Liberty Christian takes on Guerin Catholic on IndianaSRN. Wednesday night, Greenwood Christian taking on Chittard Girls. That is the Greenwood Christian's last girls game before the tournament. On Wednesday night, Chittard versus University. That's a boys varsity game at University right here on IndianaSRN. Thursday night, Southwestern Shelby taking on Greenwood Christian. On Friday night, Greenwood Christian taking on Central Christian. And Lafayette CC taking on Guerin Catholic as well. Saturday night, Central Christian travels to Covenant Christian. Indianapolis Lutheran is at Traders Point. Providence Crystal Ray is at Greenwood Christian on the 29th. And then on the 31st, the last day of the month, Heritage Christian Park Tudor. A lot of games in store for you, but it all is starting Monday with the championship game on IndianaSRN.
All right, thank you, Keith. By the way, right now, if I'm not mistaken, Tech has 4 players in double figures. Turner with 12, Spears with 12, 10 by Jones, Bass with 10. So really typical of what you'd see in their scoring. On the other side of the ledger now, Aaron Humphrey with 10, as he is the only player in double figures right now for Tindley. Clock is running, but it's not supposed to be, so I think you need to reset it here.
It is possible we could see the running clock situation maybe come into play here later on in this fourth quarter if it gets really out of hand, but.
So here is Turner across the timeline in contact. They may get Trey Marcelin on the foul. Doubles, in fact, zeros on both sides. That's Marcelin, the number 0, and Bass, number 0. So 5 fouls now on Tindley. Marcelin, a 6'3" junior. So this will be Turner. Good matchup there with Hall. It'll be Reggie Bass with the basketball. Bass, step back, left-hand 3, no, and a battle for the rebound will go the other way. as Humphrey got the board. The foul called against Pittman, his third. Ty Harris back in now for Tech. Reggie Bass is going to sit down for a little bit.
Yeah, get a breather. He's kind of settled here in this second half. We haven't really seen him attack the basket as much as we did in the first half.
Ball loose. Harris with the steal. Hall with the turnover. That'll be their 9th turnover of the ball game. Turner looking for that high screen. Who will come and set it for him? As it looks like Pittman will. Bounce pass will find Jones. And they'll work it around the perimeter to Harris. Pittman reversing it right side to Turner. And we've got a foul, double foul on the other side. And I think things are getting a little chippy over there. So they got a foul on Pinkston and they got a foul on Pittman. That's his 4th.
I think 3 out of the 4 have been off the ball. Kind of just he's getting too physical with players.
Well, he does get a little handsy. He likes to grab if he can. And they told him and Jeff Pinkston to clean it up once again. They got down to that low block. Turner, now to Jones.
Jeff Pinkston, he was an all-city linebacker for the Tindley football team, so he's not afraid of a little contact.
Here's Harris. His shot on the way, no good. Rebound in the corner, goes out of bounds, last touched. I think they're going to say last touched by the Titans. It'll go back over to Tindley.
Yeah, that was really heads-up play there by Jaden. He kind of smacked that ball at the last second off Spears.
This is Jaden Thomas across the timeline. Quick entry pass now to Jeff Pinkston off the glass. Can't get the roll. Battle for the rebound, and coming away with it will be Turner. Turner double teamed in the backcourt. Here's Harris. Lead pass to Jones in the corner. Now to Spears for 3. Good. He now has 15.
He's been lights out since he came in off the bench. He had that quick trigger in the first half, and right there just set his feet. Not much the defense could do.
Averaging 6.8 per game. Marcelin with the air ball, and we've got a rebounding foul called against Matt Spears. That'll be his 2nd.
I love Fabo Pittman down there. He's like, that's on me, of course, right? And I'm pretty sure it was.
There's the last 3 that was hit by Spears. Boy, there's so many seniors on this Tech team that you love the experience that they have as we see Aaron Humphrey go to the line. 2 for 2 from the line.
Hey, quite the turnaround for this Tech team. Last year they finished under 500 at 11-12. So we mentioned a few of these guys, I believe, transferred in, so that helps. That gave them an instant spark. But they had some good foundation there with Turner, and I believe Spears was there as well. So
just had some missing pieces that have been added to their puzzle. Second free throw is good. 12 points now by Humphrey.
And he's had a tough go of it. He's had his hands full down there dealing with the size of this Tech team. So he's been fighting for every chance he's getting.
By the way, Reggie Bass back in the lineup. They sat him down for just a moment. He's back in the lineup, guarded there by Jaden Pinkston. And they do the spreading of the floor once again. He, along with Jaden Pinkston, quite a battle up front. And they'll get Pinkston right there on the reach, his 3rd.
You like the intensity here from Jaden Pinkston, too. Not giving up, not kind of taking a step back. He's following Bass step for step, even when he pulls it back to the half-court line.
So the one official kind of stepped in there and said, guys, calm down a little bit. Sometimes guys get a little heated right here. We're in the 1 and bonus each team now with 7. He has 11.
So Bass on the season, a phenomenal free throw shooter as well, 89%. I think that's the highest I've seen across the board.
Yeah, the left-hander second one is good as well. He has 12. It appears right now it's going to be Tech and Cathedral coming up on Monday night. It's going to be a tough ticket to get as Bass called on the reach. At this stage, if you're Tech, just play defense. You don't need to reach.
Exactly. Just kind of pack it in and let Tindley try and find some open lanes if they can. But you have to be confident when you've got Lisenby back there and Spears to protect the rim. Even if a guy does get beat, they've got the protection.
And those are all moments that you learn as a high school basketball player. It may not affect this game at all, but you might look at it somewhere down the road. There's a turnover, number 10 now. And Turner back the other way, goes hard to the floor, no whistle there. Turner now has 14. And then the other way, the dunk by Jaden Pinkston. We get up and down the floor. Here's a three by Jones. Rasheed Jones now with 13.
And that's just been the tough thing for Tindley to try and combat with here. Anytime they get a basket down the other end, Tech's coming right back and getting an even easier one.
A reminder, this Tindley team, there's a lot of contact, no whistle, the steal, and off the glass, and the dunk by Lisenby. Showtime here for the Titans.
I'm sure we'll be seeing that one on the news tonight. That was awesome. We could kind of sense that was coming out of the gate in the first 5 minutes of this game, and they finally got one to go.
Timeout on the floor, and this will be a full timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Tech on top by 30. This is the City Line semifinals on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
There have been some highlight moments tonight, especially for Indianapolis Tech. They have now opened up a 30-point lead on Tindley. The spin, the miss, and a lot of contact. Running the floor is Turner. Turner, the step back, 3 on the way, short. And Turner able to get the rebound and save it from going out of bounds, but he saves it to Jeff Pinkston. Pinkston turns, and a blocking foul called on Reggie Bass, so that could have gone either way.
Yeah, it looked like Bass was in the right position. It just kind of seemed like he was leaning a little bit early there. So
let's take a look at that last dunk off the board.
It's the signature alley-oop. Turner loved throwing it off the glass, and Lisenby slamming it down.
Well, as Coach Meyer said, he did that in 3rd grade. I don't know what everybody's excited about. And Keith would do that, with the old hiding the eyes and
the D Brown no look.
Yeah. So he didn't even care about it. It was nothing.
I think he's asleep down there, actually.
Jeff Pinkston will go to the line.
Hit some of that barbecue at half and probably put him to sleep.
I bet he ate it and didn't bother saving any for us. 6.
Checking in for the Titans, number 2, Tyler Harris.
He hasn't eaten anything. Second free throw is good. You can say you haven't eaten anything, but proving it is another thing. Here's Turner. We'll find Harris. Back to Turner. As we come up on halfway, we've got a technical on this side, a little jawing going on between Rasheed Jones and Jeff Pinkston. See, I told you a little bit ago, you cannot let some of the things go that I saw happen a little bit ago. Now we got another technical foul. That'll go against Davion Turner and Jeff Pinkston.
So I believe those were issued 2 double technicals, so 4 technicals in total, but yeah, you could kind of sense that last play for the alley-oop. There was some tempers going, and I believe it was Pinkston and Jones just kind of jawing at each other, kind of brushing each other's hands off. And these refs understand the situation. This game's out of hand. There's no point to kind of deal with these extracurriculars here.
Well, when they got the dunk, I thought there was a foul at this end, and they didn't call it. And I thought maybe there were a couple other ones down here that there was some contact that you would have thought would have been called. And when you don't do that, games can get out of hand a little bit. So they got Jones for the technical. I was going to see,
Yeah, Jeff Kingston actually just headed back to the locker room, so I don't know if that was his 5th foul or.
Well, I only had him for 2.
So maybe, I don't know if that was a coach's decision. I didn't see any referee directly point to him and say you need to get off the floor, so.
Well, now they'll have to sort out what we're going to do here. This gets a little confusing when you're the officials making the call, because now you got to decide on the free throws. And
yeah, I would imagine since they're both double techs, I think, wouldn't it just offset and then probably tech basketball here? Okay,
yeah, so it was double techs each way. Yeah. So it's kind of like the offsetting penalties in the NFL and football, basically, when you end it with penalties both ways. But again, you got to watch the tempers flaring a little bit the rest of the way, because now, even though everybody will be under control, you don't want to say anything. So they do have Pinkston for 5. Okay, that's
so
up
he
on
was
the board. Yep.
Was ejected. That's tough for him there. He was just trying to stand his ground there. Like you said, just gets to this point, you're frustrated. One thing can kind of set you off, and the ref was looking out for it.
So understand that he was actually disqualified from the game, not ejected from the game, so we'll clarify that. So that helps, because if he's ejected from the game, he's out the next game. Not that Keith Myers ever got 2 technicals and ejected from a game or anything and had to sit out another game, but no. So after all of that, we're cleared up. Here's Jones. Turner. Good look here at Spears. Gives it off to Harris. Back once again to Lisenby. See if Tech is going to run a little motion, and they get it inside, and the dunk there by Matt Spears. He has 17.
Kind of the exclamation point for his game tonight. He came in, we've mentioned, an instant spark off the bench, so that's great to see for him.
See, I like the way they ran that motion offense. Nobody settled. They got a good look. Baseline shot on the way this time by Darian Davis. He has 8.
And I think that's kind of what we were touching on throughout this game, is that if you watch Tech and if they played the flashes that they've shown, they could get some great looks whenever they want.
Yeah, when they get that passing game going, they got a lot of open looks. So nothing there to Turner. Turner guarded there by Coaster. As we're at 3 minutes to go. Here's a downtown 3 off the front of the rim by Turner, saved by Harris, back to Jones. So another offensive possession now for the Titans. High screen, Lisenby. Harris, shot fake, step to the right, 3 on the way, good. He has 9, all on 3-pointers. 76-45, ball loose on the floor. Harris on the floor, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay here with the Tigers. Take a look at this Harris 3. Nope, they're going to get the dunk instead. There it is.
Yeah, just a good job by Spears there to kind of roll and find the open space, and it ended up leading to a 2-hand flush.
Some of the fans have exited the building knowing that Tech has the big lead, and they'll think about coming back on Monday, I'm sure. Darian Davis, nothing there. It'll be Humphrey. Now to Fields. Fields drives down the lane, contact and a late whistle, but they're going to get Lisenby for his second. Well, the other thing, they played before. They're all in the Indianapolis area, so they probably have either played on club teams, AAU teams, against each other in AAU, so it's not like they're strangers. And even the best of marriages at times, you yell at each other.
Of course, these kids too. I mean, you have to remember they're 16, 17 years old, so sometimes they let their tempers get the best of them, but luckily tonight everything's been held in check, and have to give the officials a lot of credit for that.
Second free throw is good. Well, and I like it. You have a little fire in you still. Tindley could have easily rolled over and said no, but they kept firing away. As here's another 3 by Harris, no good. Quick outlet pass to Hall. Hall will find Marcelin. Shot fake, 16 feet away, no. And the rebound pulled down by Spears. 2 minutes to go on this one. Lob pass inside. I'm not sure if Lisenby thought that Spears was going to come in or not, but he didn't. Here's a three from the right elbow. No good by Hall. Hall able to get it back and hits this one from 17.
Yeah, it was unfortunate we didn't see Hall really get going in the first half. We've seen him hit some buckets here in the second half, but I think that was kind of a piece that they really needed if they wanted to have a chance in this one.
Down to the last 90 seconds remaining. Reggie Bass out front against Fields. So Tech is going to advance. Drive by Bass, layup good. And a whistle.
Got a technical.
Boy, another one. I think they got Reggie Bass. They did.
He's the type of player, too, that basket right there, it speaks for itself. There's nothing the defense can do. I mean.
Well, I know that the one official said something to him in the third quarter, trying to settle him down a little bit, so he must have said a magic word or taunted or whatever the case may be. So
I bet he was asking for the foul. That's probably what it was.
Never ask for a foul when you're up by 30.
There's no need, right?
Yeah. So Humphrey gets another one. I bet he won't ask for another one if he ends up with this official again.
That's very true.
Scruggs is in, by the way, Bass out.
Tech is looking for their first city tournament title since 2017. That was a great year for Tindley. They won the 1A state championship.
So down to a minute 10 remaining. Tindley with the basketball. Here's a three from the top of the key. Good as Hall hits his second three of the ball game. He's now double figures with 10. So under a minute remaining. Don't forget the Family Source Insurance postgame show coming up. Guys will have more information from downstairs. Lisenby from 15 went 14. Rebounded by Pinkster. Take that back, Humphrey. And the lead pass will go to Hall. Back to Hall off the pass there from Fields, and he hits another three.
It's been locked in here in the second half, but just not enough here.
Coaster a near steal. Here's a shot in the corner, no good as Scruggs can't get it to go. Humphrey back the other way, a little European step there and a whistle and a foul, and they may get 23 Spears. You know, I know the doors have opened up because it got colder in here too.
And they let that smoke out from the barbecue pit. I know you mentioned there's going to be a great game on Monday night, but I might have to come back just to try some of those burn ends for myself.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you indeed. You and I can sit up here and watch these guys
That's
work,
true.
And we'll eat in front of them.
There we go.
Or maybe sit near our. No? Okay. Yeah, but if I'm a paid fan, they can't stop us, can they? Second free throw by Humphrey is no good. But, you know, as media, we don't pay for anything. We just say we're the IndianaSRN, and they let you in, see?
Of course, or I've always got the company credit card in my back pocket. So
there you go. Drive shot missed in the ball game. Here is Paul Thames. He misses the second one, and this one is over. So your final score, Indianapolis Tech wins it 78-56 in a going-away victory tonight, and Tech advancing to the championship game on Monday. The Titans now 15-2. Tindley falls to 9-5. They're now winners of their last 8 of the 10 games that they have played, but kind of went according to script. I know a lot of people thought it might be closer, but once Tech got on a roll in that first half, there was no looking back.
Yeah, that's really just too much firepower for Tindley to try and stop. And we saw that within the first 5 minutes that Tech was easily in control, and we even saw them at times in that first half take their foot off the gas. They did that in the second half, and we're still easily able to come away with the 20-point win.
By the way, let's go downstairs. Coach Keith Myers.
Well, Coach Turner, you're in the final of the city finals. You got to be really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. This is what you work for all season. So Got a big one on Monday against Cathedral, so, yeah, but, you know.
Take a look up over there. There are a lot of people who wanted to say hi to you. Appreciate it. Coach, talk about the Cathedral matchup because you got just a walkthrough really to get through it. There's not really a major practice because you play Monday.
Yeah, I mean, Cathedral's always going to be a tough test. We played them once. We got them on our home court. We had a comfortable lead, but they're always going to fight back. So we can't let them – we can't, just take any breaks against them at all.
2017 was the last time you raised a trophy. What's it take to get it done on Monday?
A perfect game. A perfect game. We got to rebound. We got to box out. We got to take care of the basketball, and we just got to take better shot selections because we can take some bad shots at times, which will get us in trouble.
Guys, this guy is a class act because a couple of years ago, he helped us out big time, and now you make it big time. Really love what you do.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Back up to you guys.
All right, Coach Turner again with the words. And as you heard right there, they know they're going to have to play very well on Monday. And in the old adage is, how hard it is to beat a team twice. Well, you got to come back, and Keith made a good point. You don't have another practice now. You might get a walkthrough at some point after school on Monday, but now you got to be ready to play.
Yeah, that is true. I'm sure they're going to look at a lot of game film from that first game and see if there's anything they can take advantage of and look at heading into this one. But Coach already alluded to that. It's going to be a much different game than this one, even though they've already played Cathedral before. The shots, kind of the carelessness can't happen. Otherwise, Cathedral is going to make them pay.
By the way, are we going back downstairs one more time? I think the fellas are standing by and giving us a final word before we head to Monday's championship game. Guys?
All right, guys, thank you very much. Coach, what impressed you most about this one?
I like Tech's offense. They run. They are kind of really scattered at times. But, when they really need to pass the ball and get a basket, they really took their time and shoot the ball. I tell you what, it will go up, and you better be ready. And I tell you, I'm going to enjoy being on vacation on Monday to watch this. But, man, great job for you guys tonight. Really good job. And Jerry on the 1 and 2s, and Nick and James did a nice job on the cameras tonight, too. Good job, SRN.
Very impressive performance. We're looking forward to that championship game on Monday between Cathedral and Tech. You'll see it here exclusively on IndianaSRN. Tip-off is set for 7:30. Guys, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, one final time. And again, Monday night championship. It'll be Cathedral and Tech. Make sure, boy, I tell you what, you're going to have a hard time getting a ticket. So if you can't, we'll have it for you on Monday. Ben, good to see you again. We don't get to ever work together. They either put you behind the scenes or somewhere else, but did a great job tonight.
Hey, I appreciate it. I had fun being here. I was here last year for the city tournament behind the camera, so it was fun to actually get to call all this action. The best part was seeing plays like this. I mean, not every game, you know this, you're going to see stuff like that. So it was just fun to kind of sit back and just enjoy the talent that the city has to offer.
Great athletes here tonight. You're going to see a fun one coming up on Monday. I want to thank the entire crew. A great job tonight here at the City Alliance semifinals. Your final score in Game 2, Tech wins it 78-56. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you Monday right here on IndianaSRN. That championship game is going to be a fun one. Do not miss it, because if you do, you're going to miss a great ball game, and we'll have it all for you here on IndianaSRN. 4 players in double figures tonight for Tech. Spears 17, Turner 14, Bass 14, Jones with 13. On the other side, Hall with 13, Humphrey with 14 in the loss as well. That's going to do it. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you Monday on IndianaSRN.